Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and in today's video I'm super excited is my Sentro Knitting Machine unboxing. Now this literally just came in the mail today and I had to sit down with you here to unbox it so that I can use it. Now I already have the Sentro 40 pin knitting machine and I also have the 22 pin. I'm addicted to them. So I wanted to get the 48 pin just so that I could start making adult size toques. I want to try my hand at some gloves and some larger scarves is kind of my thought process for getting the larger one. So this is what it looks like. It's the box that it comes in. Now I bought this directly off the Sentro website. I think it was like $59 American or something around those areas. I'm Canadian, so it was a little bit more, but I think that they're worth it. So I think you get so much from these. If you really enjoy them, definitely worth it. So I'm gonna unbox it with you guys today. So I'm not sure exactly if it will come with all the same things as the other ones did. I'm just gonna try and get it out of the box here. It's empty. Oh, upside down. Okay. All right, so it comes with 4 balls of yarn, which is kind of nice. Especially if you've never used these machines before, you can use this yarn to practice. And this is also really good for waste yarn if you're doing projects that you need waste yarn. So I'll definitely be keeping that. And then it comes with the actual machine. So this is what the machine looks like. So you have your handle here. And you just twist like this for the actual knitting. Now on the side and the front here, you have a little thing that moves up and down. And you either have a T, which is for tube. So that's going to be if you're going to be making toques. When I make my pumpkins, I use the tube setting. When I make scarves, I use the tube setting. Basically, anything that's in a circular shape, you're going to use the tube. Panel is more for, which is the P, sorry, P is for panel. That's more for if you're going to be working and making clothing, so sweaters and such, you're going to be using the panel mode. I've never used the panel mode. I've heard it's a lot more difficult to use, but one day I hope to venture into using that. Now the nice thing about the 48 pin machine that my other 2 machines don't have is they have a built-in stitch counter, or a row counter, sorry. So when you reset it and then once you start spinning, it's going to count your rows for you. Now I have heard for this machine, this row counter breaks really, really easily. So I don't have very high expectations that it's going to stay working for very long, but it's still nice to have, and I hope maybe I'll be the lucky one. So it also comes with a package of stuff. Hello, this is my dog Ellie. Say hello, Ellie. I just dropped something here. Okay, so it looks like it comes with a crochet hook, which if you're going to be connecting any edges together, the crochet hook is really helpful. And it also comes with 3 sizes of darning needles, a large, a medium, and a small. So that's nice. They're plastic, but that's okay. And then these are the legs. So the legs do have these suction cups that they come with. I personally don't feel like the suction cups work very well. I always have a hard time getting them to stick. And then my 40 pin machine, I find now it's covered in yarn, like the suction cups. And so it definitely doesn't stick. So I think specific surfaces does really well, but if you have anything that has a little bit of texture to it, you're gonna have a hard time having these stick. So I'm just going to follow the instructions here, and I'm going to set up the machine. Okay, so I just finished building the machine. I just put the legs on basically. Now, it actually, some of them have stuck, like the suction cups, but it still moves around easily, which is kind of defeats the purpose in my personal opinion. It was super easy to put together. The only thing is the suction cups are super hard to get in. I had to use the screwdriver that they provide with the machine to push it in. So that's really the only thing, but otherwise it was just one screw for each leg. And then I'm gonna just add on this. This is the tension holder. So I'm just gonna, it just goes right here. So this is where the yarn feeds, and this just goes in like that. And then that's where you will hold your yarn to control the different tensions that you want. So that is the machine. Now I'll take you overhead and I'll show you how to do a long tail cast on so that you can start your first project. All right, so this is just an overview of the machine. So we have our handle right over here that just spins. This is our row counter here, so I've set it to 0. On the front, we have our tube option and our panel option. So we're going to have it on tube for right now. And then we have our tension adjuster right here. Sorry, I know it's kind of hard to see. So all of the pins in our machine are pink, except for one, which is white. Now this white pin is going to be the pin that we end and begin all of our rows with. So when we're starting a new pattern or a new project, we're going to start at the white pin. Now I like to mark where my white pin is so it's easier to see as I'm going around. So what I like to do is I just like to grab a Sharpie, and I just like to mark with the Sharpie this piece right before our white pin. So I just basically color this black so that I can see it coming around. Just like that. So now when I'm twisting, I can see my black pin or my black mark, and I know my white pin is coming. So that's the first thing that I like to do. Now, I'm going to just show you how to do a basic long tail cast on. So I'm just going to use some of the yarn here that they provided me with the Sentro. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take our yarn, and I like to leave a pretty decent tail just because you never know when you're sewing things together what you're going to need. So I like a decent tail. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap our yarn around our white pin, just like this. Now I'm going to start to turn. Now what we want to do is we're in front of this pin. So this pin, we want to go behind it. So I'm just going to drop my tail there. So I'm in front of the white pin. I'm going behind this next pin. And then I'm going to go in front of the pin that's after, then behind, then in front, then behind, in front, behind, in front, behind, in front, behind, in front, all the way around until we get to the other side back at the white pin. So once we reach, now we're at our black mark here, we should always be behind the very last pin before we get back to our white. So if you're not behind this pin, you've done something wrong. So now what we're going to do is I like to just stick my yarn underneath that black pin and into my feeder here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my yarn into my tension control, which is right down here, right here. And I personally like to go into the first one and then into the second one as well. I just personally find that that's the best tension, but you'll kind of learn as you go what you like. So I'll just pull this back so you can see. So I'm just going to reset my stitch counter. Now I'm just going to pull this first strand a little bit just to create the tension. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this first round slowly, and I just like to pull that a little bit, and we're just going to go around pretty slow the first round and make sure that no stitches are missed. So there's one. So then I just like to pull this again. And now you can go quicker. And this is just going to count my rows for me. And that is how you do your long tail cast on. So now I'm going to be using this yarn for waist yarn, and I'm going to try my hand at some gloves. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please let us know in the comments down below. If you're looking for any type of tutorial on this, I'm happy to do that. Just let us know if that's something you would be interested in. I'm going to try and make some gloves, some adult hats. I have some pumpkins I'm making. So just let me know if you guys are interested in seeing any of that. Otherwise, I hope you guys had a lovely day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!